So Elon Musk does not like Trump's big, beautiful bill, and there's some protests against his xAi building in Memphis, Tennessee. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Elon Musk. There's some controversy here, a couple of things. The first thing is that he does not like Trump's big, beautiful bill. A lot of Republicans do. Trump does, but Elon Musk, not a fan. He said it before. Look, the things you're doing right now are going to set all of our work at Doge back and pretty much eliminate it. That's the first thing. The second thing is that there is an xAi building, facility, whatever you're going to call it, maybe a data center in South Memphis, Tennessee. Now, there's some residents right there who are saying that the center is polluting them. A lot of black residents, NAACP, put out a statement. But before I get to that particular video, let's just go back a little bit to look at what Elon Musk is talking about as far as the big, beautiful bill. You see what he says. I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it. So you see the date on there. That's today, Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025, 1:30 p.m. He's not very happy about the big, beautiful bill. Now, there's a response here from Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Let's check this out. Then we're going to check out the news clip. But this video, the tweet, and the next video will all be in the description. If you are on IG, Facebook, etc., visit the link in the bio. Go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Yeah, let me say this. It's very disappointing. Okay, I've come to consider Elon a good friend. He's obviously a very intelligent person, and he's done a lot of great work. With all due respect, my friend Elon is terribly wrong about the one big beautiful bill. Yeah.
There you go. So that's from Mike Johnson. I've not seen Trump say anything yet, but I'm sure he will respond. But as of right now, he's not saying anything about Elon. And I don't know what do y'all think so far? Y'all think that the big beautiful bill is good, is bad? I think ultimately it's going to be a good thing once it's all said and done, once all the smoke clears. Now, let's go talk about the xAi building facility out there in South Memphis. You see the headline right here, Washington Post. A city's dream deal promised jobs, money. Then residents learned it was with Elon Musk. The subhead says Memphis landed a $12 billion project to house Musk's supercomputer, which some say will transform the struggling city. It has been met with anger and suspicion. And you see some of the protesters right here. My man in the front says xAi tells lies. 33 methane gas turbines are giving off massive amounts of heat and methane gas emission. And 33 gas turbines, what happened to 15? You see, we're kind of up in the ante on the pollution. Okay, let's get to the news clip here. And again, it'll be in the box. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
In Memphis, Elon Musk is making a play to control the future of artificial intelligence. His company, xAi, says it has built the biggest supercomputer in the world with lightning speed. Paul Young is the city's mayor.
It represents a tremendous opportunity, an opportunity for us to take our economy to the next level.
xAi says it will create $100 million in revenue and hundreds of jobs. But the digital future needs power, lots of it. These are the gas turbines fueling the supercomputer they call Colossus. They emit hazardous pollutants like formaldehyde and nitrogen oxides.
Let's pause. Before we get into the pollution and whatnot, I just want to be clear. This is in an industrial area of Memphis. There's not really a lot around there. I'll put some maps up of the area and you're able to see the general Memphis, Graceland and all of that. You'll see that, and then you're going to see where this is. Now, there's a community right there called Boxtown, but there's not much else out there, as you can see. It's not a lot right there. And aside from there not being much right there as far as residential, there are other industrial things right there. There's a steel mill. I think there's a food processing plant. There's an oil refinery. All of that is right there. So if there is an issue with pollution, which I'm not going to deny, it's not like there wasn't an issue before. And this particular spot where the xAi is was supposed to be a factory from Canada. They were down there for a while, but then they closed in, I think, 2022, and more than 500 jobs were lost. So this area is for industry, to be clear.
according to the manufacturer.
Just over this fence, you can see and hear the turbines churning 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Without them, the data center does not function. What's not in dispute is the fact that they are polluting the air. What people don't know is how much of that pollution is reaching nearby communities.
Easter Knox lives 2 miles away. You smelled it
Yes, Lord.
right away?
I sure did. Well, after they got situated, I started smelling it.
Knox lives in Boxtown, a mostly black, low-income neighborhood in South Memphis.
Pause. It's going to be about race to some people, but it's not about race. Of course, it's going to impact a lot of black folks in Memphis in this particular area, but white folks are affected too.
The health department, they need to be ashamed.
Where industry has taken a toll for generations.
There's a lot of people out here who got medical problems like breathing issues.
Cancer risks here are 4 times higher than the national average.
Yes, of course, cancer risks are higher right there because it's an industrial area. The way that the media are making this story they're making it appear like Elon Musk's factory is a cause for the high cancer risk, when that's not the case. The risk was already there before Elon Musk dropped down.
Cancer killed her father and other relatives, Knox tells us. Life expectancy here is 9 years less than the national average. Elon Musk's company is not to blame for those numbers, but that legacy and those turbines have triggered a backlash against xAi.
See what I'm saying? Like they put it at the end, but you went through this whole thing of saying this is what's going on. The pollution is terrible. At the very end, you button it up with that. But by that time, the person who was watching it casually has already formed an opinion about Elon Musk's center causing a bunch of pollution problems.
Hello, everyone.
A recent health department hearing turned into a shouting match.
So you got whites and blacks. And you got white people with face masks and stuff like that on. So it's not just a one color thing, although the NAACP did get involved.
An executive from xAi ducking out a side door. The mayor says the city is hoping to start testing the air in the next 2 months.
Right now, there are people in that community that feel like they have been railroaded by xAi, that they weren't a part of the conversation when it was approved, and now they're bearing the brunt of its existence.
Well, I think it's important for us to have direct dialogue. I take their concerns deeply serious.
Among their concerns, the company is running the turbines without a permit. But the health department says that's okay for the first year. And after city officials said there were 15 turbines, environmental advocates released this thermal image. They say it shows twice that many active.
As soon as we saw the image, we called like, hey, we had a conversation. What's happening with these additional ones?
So they're not using those?
No, they're in idle mode in case they are needed.
xAi declined to be interviewed, but tells NBC News it is using pollution minimizing technology and working with public officials to stop relying on the turbines by the end of this year.
Now, I'll pause it right there. There's more to this, but you get the general idea of what's happening. I want to say something because this is a pretty interesting thing with the data center. Listen, this entire nation was built on industry, and China's doing that right now because they're trying to be like us. So they're building themselves on industry. Now, with industry is going to come pollution. It is what it is. So, okay, you want factories to come back to the United States? You want those jobs to come back? Okay, can you have that and zero pollution? Is that possible? I mean, and that's not just a South Memphis thing. That's all over the country. It's not a black or white, Puerto Rican. It's everybody. You heard Joe Biden say, the little fraudulent slip talking about, oh, well, that's why I got cancer because it was an old slick in the window in Wilmington, Delaware, and Scranton, wherever he came from. Remember he said that? And then we've seen a situation in Flint, Michigan, Jackson, Mississippi with the water, crumbling infrastructure. Cleveland, Ohio, at one point, the Cuyahoga River, we set it on fire because there was so much sediment and dirt. When I was in West Virginia recently, I saw a white guy head to toe, coal dust, like it was nothing, in the Walmart chilling. So my whole point is that these jobs can be dirty, even if it's high tech or whatever. Okay, you got high tech AI and whatnot happening inside the computer, but in the real world, you have these turbines that's going to be emitting gas and pollutants. The same way the steel plant that's right next to it is, the same way the oil refinery is right there does it as well. That's why there's not so many people that live there, because it's known as an industrial area. And if you're going to have industry, you're going to have some pollution. Now, as I close, I want to say this. I'd like to see just how much pollution this data center is causing compared to the oil refinery that's right there, right next to it. Like, that's what I want to see. The food processing plant, the oil refinery, the data center, the steel. Let's see the carbon footprint, I guess you will, of each one and compare it. And then we can start talking. But until then, it's like, come on. You got all these things right here, and all of a sudden, this one is the worst. If you can prove that it's such a huge pollutant, okay, I get it. But if not, what are we talking about? But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about this particular data center? Have you been down there, South Memphis, out there, Boxtown? Have you smelled it? Again, I'm not trying to say it's not polluting, but there are other polluting things right there, which is why there's not many houses out there. Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I think this is just part of development. If you want to have this kind of thing in America and not overseas, because he could have put it somewhere in an Arctic Circle. It got a bunch of water up there and it's real cold to cool it down. He could have did that, but he put it right here. So if you want it here in America, you got to deal with a certain level of pollution. Simple as that. And as far as a big, beautiful bill, hopefully we can get that signed and into law and it'll benefit us. That's my hope. If there's anything that needs to be changed, adjusted, then we can do that. But I'm not quite sure Elon Musk is going to be the end all be all when it comes to whether a bill will be good or not. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.